Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here with another WARNO game for you today. It's not a ranked game. This is actually a tournament game from the recent SDL WARNO League zero point 0.5. Um, so this is game two of the tournament. This is the finals as well, and we're against Mix 90, who's playing 8th Infantry, and we're playing a bit of 24th. I had a lot of practice with 24th. I'm actually a really big fan of 24th now, one of my favorite divisions. Mainly because you can do stuff like this. You can start with two phantoms to kind of clear the sky of any helicopters. We see instantly a Blackhawk there. Fortunately, not going to take that out, but Mix has an F-16, and well, two versus one. We like our odds here. He is going to end up getting a hit on both my phantoms, but we'll trade an F-16 for repair time any day. And because we cleared the skies, now this Cobra can pretty much stop his advance here. This was mainly just to defend this part of the town so that my infantry can make it up there. Got it. Another Phantom up because you get four in a card. So we see he is going to go for my Cobra there. Does take it out. We actually take out his Cobra on the other side as well. So now we're just going to try, see if RNG can be on our side for this game. As we get another hit there, he gets the hit on us. Just gonna, you know, take take that little neutral exchange there. I bought a lot of stingers to protect against his air. I knew LGBs would be an issue, so I'm kind of using those stingers in case he brings in that LGB early. I'm also trying to just build up an air force with these phantoms, so that way I can take him out that way. And then if he decides to fly over my line, my stingers can really help me kind of win some of those engagements. Also started with a TOW 2 because those are actually really good at dealing with these M60s. Kind of went away there, but M60 only has 10 front armor, so they can actually get one tapped by the 25 penetration here of the TOW 2. So put one of those with good vision in this building here. The other, just plain ITO here in case he decided to push across at the open. Bomber going for his recon. Does get a pretty good hit there. Gonna route those Jaeger off clears. We have engineer dragons to deal with any type of transports around here. Bomber is gonna make it out alive. I went ahead, routed my CV from the midpoint to the right over here. So we're at a +1. And we're just letting our engineer dragons do their thing against these arrow rifles. Sniper over here did survive, providing me pretty good vision on the left side of the map. Gonna let me know if he's gonna, send anything this way. Just trying to wait for all these transports to sell because we're about to get a lot of income from this. I went ahead and got a command tank though. That's basically just to capture the zone. I don't really feel comfortable routing the CV in there, but I am gonna route it just that way in case our CV gets there first. Maybe something changes. We can go ahead and sneak that in, get ourselves a better tick. ITO doesn't really have the line of sight to hit that M60. And just getting more dragons to kind of hold this point because he is putting a bit of pressure on Echo. And then gonna go ahead and get some supply here. But basically, we have our engineer dragons with good line of sight down this road to see if he wanted to push into here. We have stingers basically covering this infantry. We have two stingers here covering all these engineer dragons from tow cobras. You can see I have a healthy amount of air. Also have a lot of these phantom bombers. It's because we haven't really faced a lot of AA on his side. So if he's not bringing out the AA, I'm just going to keep bringing out my air force until that AA kind of becomes an issue. So our next bomber just kind of flying around because we lost vision on what we wanted to go for. I see the command here, so going to target that now. ITO trying to deal with this M60, but he's Mick's doing a good job of kind of microing it in and out of the smoke there. Not really letting my ITO get any shots off. Phantom bomber coming for the recon. That way we can keep these guys alive for longer. Gonna get a nice hit there. Are gonna get tapped by the stinger though in that building. But again, doesn't have a lot of AA, so our phantom can just kind of fly out. Also going to start bringing in some Cobras just to deal with this infantry in the open. You can see I've already purchased another bomber. That's going to try and get rid of these Jaeger off-clears on the left-hand side. I'm just trying to get good kills with these bombers right now before he gets his AA up. So, going to attempt to kill those, get a nice drop, end up destroying that Jaeger off-clear. And you can see no AA fires at this guy. So now I know he has no AA on this left-hand flank. We did get tapped with that stinger in the building here with our Cobra, but do keep him alive. Just going to pull him back, wait to resupply. And you can see I now have both CVs here, but I didn't move in the mutt just because of these M60s that are kind of scattered around. Command M1IP, though, going to get a nice shot on that. Dragon's doing a nice job of just kind of keeping this M1A runs suppressed, giving him something to think about just by doing a little bit of damage over time. Also, he's not pressuring this side. TOE2 basically trying to cut off some of his reinforcements down here. As you can see, that's going to open up now. And then our Dragon also in a pretty decent spot to cut these reinforcements. TOE2 gets another nice kill. Phantom AA going to protect my snipers. I originally thought this was a Cobra, but it's just a Black Hawk. But again, not getting fired at by AA, so we know that's clear. Mix, though, still keeping up a lot of pressure on this middle point. I don't feel comfortable pushing my CV with these Abrams around. So just going to pull back for now, try and basically reestablish my line, and then try and push back into this point. Mix, though, is at a +2, so that's a bit concerning because any type of points on a dual map, it's pretty hard to come back from, especially if you get a lot behind. You can see I'm just kind of rotating these Phantoms around, just basically looking for that LGB plane that I'm expecting to come. I do see the Stinger out in the open, though, so just going to go ahead and use my Phantom AA to try and gun run that. And, well, we do end up getting the kill. We see he has an IHawk here now. So I can't just leave these guys rotating around for too much longer because that IHawk will eventually hit, and it'll hit hard, but it does miss 3 shots there. And then I got a TOE2 here just to help deal with some of these M1s that he's starting to bring around. So I'm going to go ahead and get one shot off, kill that M113A3. I also have an Apache that can help deal with these tanks because we know he doesn't really have AA here. So I can just let this Apache keep firing from afar. Does miss the first Hellfire there. We see the F-16 coming for our Apache. So you can see we're going to attempt to land this. Do at least land before the little AIM-9 missile can hit. And, well, Phantom going to clean that up. Phantom HE here is going for the Jaeger off-clear in the building. Doesn't get the kill, though. And then now I'm just going to attempt to pull back this Apache, get more supply here, heal this up. That way an F-16 won't just come across and kill me. This guy's just flying around because I didn't see the IHawk fire. So scouting for more AA, and we see literally nothing firing at us. So that's good for me, especially thinking about buying the Strike Eagle now because there's literally no AA firing at us. TOE2 again, trying to hit this M113A3. Does get another nice connection there with a Mech Rifles Law killed. And while you can see, my tank got a little damaged trying to fight this M1. There's another one here, so I don't want to lose this guy. Just going to pull back, resupply, leave the Cobra back a little bit because I don't want to overextend, maybe get shot by a Stinger that he's just not having fire at me. But he is at a +2. He is ticking pretty good at the moment. Going to be sending in more tanks, some military police just to help clear this out. You can see I've bought my first Strike Eagle. Going to be hitting this M1 out in the open that I can see. And, well, that's a good kill for my Strike Eagle. We see the AA fire at us. So, going to instantly mark that. I know it's probably a Chaparral. Bomber's going to come in for where I saw some infantry previously. Kill some arrow rifles. We see the Chaparral still firing in the same location, so this Strike Eagle just going to go straight for that AA so that I can maintain air supremacy. Going to drop right on top of that guy before we can get him out of the way. That's a dead Chaparral. We do also see a Stinger here that managed to hit my Strike Eagle. So, going to eventually send an HE bomber after that. We see the M150 over here as well. It's just kind of moving around this left-hand side. Bomber now going to come in for where we saw that Stinger, because I know if I can just wipe out all his AA, these Strike Eagles and all these bombers that I've accumulated, as well as just all the Phantoms and helicopters, we can really start to put some good pressure on them. We do see the IHawk, though, is back resupplied. We do destroy that Stinger with the bombing strike, but our Apache is starting to go to work here, doing a really good job of dealing with these mech rifles. Military police also helping to spot for me on the ground. Our double M1 IPs fighting against the M1s. Kind of got his reinforcement lane cut off here, so he has to come across from this direction out in the open, which is really good for my Strike Eagles, because as long as I can see these, I can go after them. Apache does rout, though, gets hit by a Stinger. And, well, we don't want to take the fight against the M1, so just going to smoke that, pull this guy back, trying to keep all my tanks alive and resupplied. Another sniper coming in for here. TOW 2, though, in a really good spot to do a lot of damage to this M1A1. You can just see how much damage these TOWs 2 do. So next TOW 2 going to attempt to get on target here, but he is going to smoke off. Finally got my CV kind of hidden behind the buildings. Bomber coming in for the mech rifles law. Gets a nice kill on that squad. And, well, my TOW 2 actually killed the UH-60 supply for that IHawk. Go ahead and get another Strike Eagle. I mark where that IHawk is. And, well, I think you already know what's going to happen here. That Strike Eagle's coming straight for that AA piece. TOW 2 also manages to get the second shot on that M1A1. I didn't quite get it far enough away, so he does go down there. Strike Eagle coming in for the IHawk. Gonna drop right on top of that guy. And, well, we see another IHawk destroyed. No other AA firing at me, so I'm pretty much rocking air supremacy. Also see this M1A1 in the open, so we come back for our second run. He does smoke, but we already dropped those bombs on him. M1A1 gonna go down. Do get tagged by a Stinger, though, in the middle here. But you can see my Apache still alive. Just need to resupply this guy a bit more. And then I'm moving some logistics to this TOW 2 to give him some more ammunition, heal him up. I did buy quite a few forces for the left-hand side just to go ahead and push in this point. Just because Mix still at a +1 for contesting this zone. We also see some Jaeger trying to push in on my right here. Not too worried about that, though. We are taking really good trades at the moment. Even though he's putting all this pressure on me, we're basically keeping our units alive. We've got complete domination of the skies. Bradley's over here, really nice to deal with just any of these vehicles out in the open. Fireteam Law is going to spot whatever I need them. See, he's now trying to push across the open here, but we do have a fair bit of dragons that can kind of help deal with that. Just trying to run this M1 IP to deal with this M1 here. Military police going to spot all this infantry for me. You can see we get the shot there, kill the M1, do take a hit in return. But our 17 front armor there really going to do us some favors. Also have the other tank helping to hit some of these mech rifles. And then I'm just constantly leaving these Phantoms on air patrol, basically to protect any type of helicopters I bring in. And the LGB bomber was something I was kind of worried about, especially hitting these units. So I'm happy just having a Phantom keep flying over. You can see our Bradleys here, able to get another M150 here. Really great job. We're slowly just kind of moving our infantry through the zone, able to spot anything. Mix brings out 2 of these tow cobras, and, well, I know there's not a lot of AA. I know the only AA is somewhere over here. So we're instantly just going to call out 2 Phantoms to deal with these tow cobras. Attempt to keep these Bradleys alive by just pulling them back. Unfortunately, though, both Phantoms not going to be able to kill the tow cobras there. So they are both going to live for now. Just going to have to come back for another pass. And you can see my tanks here really starting to do a good job deleting the infantry. M1A1 caught out in the open. Strike Eagle gets a really nice kill there. Do get hit by a stinger, but at this point, I'm willing to risk basically my Strike Eagle for destroying something else because we've gotten a lot of good value. I want to keep up the momentum, bringing forward the Cobras now because we know he only has basically one stinger in this area. So Strike Eagle going to come in, destroy this recon. Gets another nice kill there, and we don't get hit by a stinger, so we can just evac that and repair. Cobra here, going to be able to deal with the Jaeger off clear in the corner of my zone. Got our Phantoms just flying around looking for AA, because I know I'm about to have another Strike Eagle up. So I'm just seeing where his AA is. And you can see we're just flying around with complete control now. We still need to kick him out at this point, though. I have both my M1 IPs just kind of close together, pulling my Cobras back because that Stinger's still alive there. Able to destroy the other tow Cobra over on the left. And well, just going to smoke this guy off before he fires. Other M1 IP, going to get a nice kill shot on that M1A1. And I can just let the military police kind of gun down this CV here. So you can see already the tow 2 disrupting his reinforcement road again. He's trying to get some Jaeger into here, but going to stop those, make those unload early. Tank's still alive, need desperate repairs though. Helicopter's still alive, need some repairs here though. And while we finally push in with our M1 IP CV on the left, so we will take this zone. Our Apache over here showing us his lack of AA, because I just had those Phantoms flying around, nothing was hitting me, so it just allows me to fly this kind of wherever I want at the moment. And then just going to start pushing forward with the Bradleys on the tanks to capture some more ground on this side. But now we're at the +2, almost halfway through the game. And while we're just in a really strong position. So logistics now are needed for all our injured units. We've just kind of pulled back. We've got some more supply basically routing to where these Cobras are. I see this unit on the right-hand side, so going to order an Apache and some more infantry over here just to make sure he doesn't have too much going that direction. Just see all my stuff firing at the vehicle here. We saw the Stinger unload, so he is attempting to get some more AA up. But on the left-hand side, using the Bradley first before I send in this tank. Make sure there's no infantry or tows firing at me so I can go ahead and capture this. It does have a mech rifle's law here, but it's not going to fire at the Bradley, so I see that it's just going for the CV. Because we have 17 front armor, I can just let these laws all fire into this. Bradley can then do a lot of damage up close. Another Phantom AA just coming out to circle. Make sure he's not sending any planes after me. And the Apache can help deal with these Jaeger. Go ahead, get this guy into the zone. That's going to put us at a +3. And well, you can see now all my units getting healed up from this supply vehicle. We see the LGB and instantly going to target that with our Phantom. So he attempts to hit my tank. Chaparral already going to get a hit in. Phantom just trying to find the kill. Is going to be able to get the kill. And well, no AA really firing at me here. Also now have 2 more Phantoms that are going to kind of stay on air patrol over here to protect me from any planes. We see the Stingers firing from these positions. I'm also just kind of running these guys over to see if there's any more AA. Already have a Strike Eagle coming in for one of those Stingers. Gonna mark where the other Stinger is just so I can hit both of them. So Strike Eagle gonna come in for the first Stinger. Do get a kill there. Don't get hit by the Stinger, and instantly gonna target the next Stinger because we're just taking control of the skies. So second LGB gonna come in. Gonna destroy the second Stinger there. I finally got my Cobras healed up, so I know I can just run these forward now because he has no AA in this area, and then I can basically push to his back point. But Mix 90, gotta see the writing on the wall there. Realize he doesn't really have the AA to contest. My Air Force Strike Eagles really proved a big issue for him. Also just my Phantoms really doing Good work against his helicopters and his ASF. You can see all these phantoms. The HE really getting me good value in the early game. This TOE2 also in a really nice position just to cut off those reinforcements, kill those M60s in one hit. Strike Eagles, M1, Chaparral, M1A1, Jaeger off clear, other Strike Eagle, iHawk, M1A1, Stinger, Stinger. So we just basically dismantled his AA net. And when you have control of the skies and you don't really have the AA up, it's kind of hard to compete. Uh, but speaking of the Warno League, we did actually win the Warno League, which is nice. This video, by the way, no disrespect to Mixed 90. He's a very good player, a very aggressive player. Put me under a lot of pressure in the beginning of the game there. And, well, he just didn't have the AA to back it up. It happens. Um, but yeah, very solid opponent there. Great game. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys see the power of the Strike Eagle. It's a very scary beast. And I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.